Hello everyone and welcome back to another 2 Cents Plus video. Today we are going to run some tests here because I have been doing demolisher proof bases for a little bit now. I've done about 4 I think total, and I don't get a crazy amount of views on my videos, so there was a couple people questioning whether or not the dart traps actually set off the demolishers, and I addressed that in my live streams in the several bases that we've built using dart traps. It's been addressed, but Jawudo recently put out a video titled the demolisher proof base, and he was testing out the concept of dart traps and blade traps and all kinds of stuff, because he makes very elaborate traps and all that good stuff over here in his channel. And I was very excited to see that because I wanted to know, like, okay, this is a concept I've been doing for a while now. You know, somebody as creative as Jawudo, I'm wondering how he's going to take that concept. And it worked out for the most part, but he did have a couple of explosions due to other traps. He was using some, what is it, the turrets, and they were blowing them up sometimes. The blade traps are really iffy. I've done a lot of testing with the blade traps on the demolishers too, and they're very iffy. Sometimes they'll blow them up, sometimes they won't. It depends. Sometimes it depends on which way your blade is spinning. If it's spinning forward or if it's spinning backwards, that'll determine whether or not it'll blow the zombie up. There's quite a few things that go into that. But what I'm here to show right now is definitively, no matter what direction the darts come from, no matter how many hit them, it is impossible for the dart traps to set off the demolishers, and we're going to test that now. So we have a shit ton of dart traps down here going in all kinds of directions here, and we're going to turn these on, and we're going to go ahead and spawn in some demol, and that looks pretty cool actually. That's actually kind of cool. We're going to spawn in some demos down here, and I'm going to show you guys that they will not blow up. They're coming from the front, from the back, from the side, from every direction, and nothing. Look at that. All dead. Let's spawn in some more. I won't do 25 at a time because that doesn't help with the actual testing, and it just spawns in so many that they'll start like breaking stuff down, and we don't want that to happen. This isn't a test on whether or not they can break through these walls. That doesn't matter. The actual test is, can these darts hit these guys from any angle that will make them explode? And as you can see, they're like walking around and they're spinning around and turning every which way, and no matter which way the darts hit them, they will not explode. So let's spawn in some more. One more. We'll do one more test. We'll do a little bit more this time. And as you can see, very plainly, there is not a single explosion going on there. These are very effective against the demolishers. They're very effective against any zombie. Like, not just the demolishers. They're pretty effective against any zombie. If I put a group of any zombies down here, they're all going to go down pretty quickly with these dart traps. Dart traps are very kind of... Well, the further you get into the game, the less resource intensive they become. But they are pretty resource heavy. So what you don't want to do is you don't want to put yourself in a position where you have like too many like this. This is extreme. What you really need is just like, if you look at any of the other bases that I've built, which you can find those videos on my channel if you go and take a look. You only really need 4 at the most. 2 can be being conservative. 2 higher dart traps, not lower ones, but up on the higher level, shooting down a very narrow lane, and they'll pretty much take those guys out effortlessly. As I said, I did this to be overkill for a reason, because I wanted to make sure that the darts were coming from every possible angle. And as you can see, the only angle I didn't do is like a diagonal dart trap there, but you can't do diagonal arrow slits. From what I've tried on numerous cases to do that, and you can't seem to do that. So I don't want them to just walk out and just destroy them. So there's that. But as you can see, definitively, dart traps do not set off demolishers. It just doesn't happen. Now, since we're here, I'll go ahead and show you guys one of my demolisher-proof base concepts that I did several weeks ago, actually. And this is the build here. You got a ramp leading up to a little lane here, and this actually got broken off because we were fucking around the other day. Both of these or whatever, but you got dart traps behind arrow slits, and you also have electric traps right here that electrocute any zombies that come forth. They try to break through here, but they're so busy being electrocuted and shot by darts, they never even get past this part. In a previous build, I also had dart traps here, where you see this other electric trap, but I decided to take those away because we didn't really need them. They never really ever broke through this part. Sometimes they would turn around and hit the walls here or whatever, but it never took enough damage for it to matter. And to be honest, from that spot where you can stand over there, let me see if I can actually, collision through here. From this spot here, this is where we usually are facing off the zombies or whatever, you can repair those from here with steel. It's not that big of a deal. You won't really have that much of an issue. And as a matter of fact, you could probably stand to get even closer, like turn off this electric trap, break this out of the way, and even get more up close and personal with the zombies, and maybe even melee them or something like that. And you just would not have a problem with the demolishers, because the dart traps and that electric trap would hold them in place, and it just would take them out very quickly. As you can see, I have some. This is where the internal, this is how this looks here. It's set up very easily so you can repair this stuff with no problem. There's the switches that control everything in here. It's pretty straightforward. Like, this is actually so excellent of a base that we had to kind of break off and build another one because our horde nights were getting boring. Like, our viewers were bored with our horde nights because there was like no resistance whatsoever. So this was like a foolproof demolisher base, and this is like an in-game thing. You probably won't be able to build this super early, and I'd like to mention also that there were 4 of us playing at the time, so we had plenty of people to gather resources and all that good stuff. This is definitely not a early game base. This is something you build up to, but it worked just fine. And there are budget versions of this base you can build in the meantime, like before you get to this point. There are also versions that don't require it to be elevated, where it's just on the ground. That saves you tons of resources, but it does open the door to a few small minor issues with the zombie pathing that you run into, which is why I opted to elevate it. But otherwise, it's, you know, this base was foolproof. I really enjoyed using it. We have a couple more. This is our Yeet Tower right here. If you watch our streams, you'll know exactly what this thing is. Basically, we spent a night on Horde Night at the top of this tower with nothing but sledgehammers knocking zombies off of it. I'm actually going to upload a video of that a little bit later. And this was our base. That was our garage over there. That little pillbox bunker leads down into our actual base that we were using on our live streams. And as I said here, you can see the word Yeet here. This was our Yeet Tower. And we had fun up here, but as you can see, things got a little messy. So yeah, we're pretty much done with this server now. As you can see, like, there's our garden and everything, like we were. But this server's pretty much done. If we do end up playing this game again after we get done messing around with other stuff during Alpha 18, we won't be using this server anymore. This has now become my test server. But yes, the reason why we did this video is to showcase that these dart traps will not blow up the Demolisher zombies, so you can rest assured that that won't be an issue for you. So my next video is going to be testing out the distance. exactly how far the darts shoot before they stop doing damage, and that's to either players or zombies, because I got curious and I wanted to know exactly how far these darts will shoot out, because it looks like, from the visuals, it looks like they shoot pretty far, but I want a definitive answer on what's the exact distance. So stay tuned for that video. It's going to be coming out right after this one, so go and check that one out once it does drop. But if you want to make sure you're notified for that, make sure you subscribe, because for some reason YouTube does not like to let people know that YouTubers exist. And yes, sharing, and especially like in other, like, 7 Days to Die forums and stuff like that, wherever you like to reside and talk 7 Days to Die stuff, if you think this is a good concept, just give it a share. You never know. But thank you guys for watching. Hopefully you guys enjoyed it, and I will see you guys on the next one.